Hello students, you'll find from time to time that there is occasion where you want to add text on top of a photo for one reason or another. And just a reminder, we always want to start by duplicating our layer so that we are always working on a copy of the background and not the original. Something I may have mentioned in previous lessons is that if you turn the eyeball on or off of one layer or another, it helps you to see them individually. In addition, what I want to mention too is anytime you go to File and Save As, it will automatically come up as a Photoshop file. And if you plan on going back in and redoing or retouching or making any changes to that photograph, you want to save it as a PSD file. Not until the end of the month when we do a cleanup, or at a point in time where you want to email or actually print a photo professionally, do you want to save it as a JPEG, because a JPEG is going to compress all of these layers over here and not allow you to work on the photo again. Or not work on it again without the changes that you already made permanently embedded in it. So that's just something important to remember. Alright, let's talk about text. Our T tool is down here. We're going to use these top two here. Very first one we're going to do is just a horizontal type. We're going to draw a box, and I'm going to write Josie's last name. Now this was already to size for me because I had already done this previously, and I made it 500 point. You can obviously go above the 72 that it suggests. If you start typing and you don't see anything, chances are that your font size up here is actually too large. We're also going to go back to this T tool, and this time we're going to type vertically so that the words are going up and down, but along the side, and I'm going to type her first name in that spot. And notice over here on your layers palette that now you have two different layers, Josie and Bonnie. And when I click on those layers, they kind of highlight with the box. So what I'm going to show you how to do today is how to make your text stand out a little bit in addition to just adding it in. And we're going to go down to this little effects tool here, and I'm clicked on Bonnie, or my horizontal text, and I click on blending options. And here I can move this box out of the way. Notice that whenever I click over here to any of these, it changes my menu on the side. It also changes what's happening to the picture. And you have all different kinds of options to make the text stand out in one direction or another. And the first one I want to do actually is called stroke. And essentially this is making an outline around the picture. And I can position that either outside or inside, which I don't know why I'd want to do the inside, or center it. Okay, but I'm going to leave it outside. But for my color, I want to actually try and mimic a color that's actually inside her swimsuit here. And how I do that is I can go over to my other toolbar over here and click on this tool that allows me to, sorry, I need to double click on color first, I apologize. Double click on color, and I click over here to my eyedropper tool. And then I select the color that I want. And notice now, automatically, it found that color and has created that color as the text. That can be very useful in a lot of different places where you might want to use that. Now I'm okay. I'm going to hit OK with this. And now notice over here on my layers palette is now showing me that I now have an effects on here, and it's telling me which one. I can use this little up arrow to kind of hide that if I want, so that I don't have so many layers streaming down here. Now I'm going to click on Josie. I'm going to go back to my effects tool, back to blending options, and this time I'm going to do a gradient overlay. I think this might be fun, so I'm going to click on that so it's all highlighted in blue. I'm going to click where this gradient is here, and I'm going to choose one of these pre-made gradients, kind of like this little fun rainbow here. Now you don't have to do rainbow for yours. You can choose any gradient overlay that you choose. I encourage you to play around with the effects because they do make your text pop out and look more interesting. So when you're working with text, just remember that it creates its own layer, that if you can't see it, you probably have the font set too high for the box that you drew and need to change your size down to be a little lower. If you can't see it at all, obviously you need to make it a little bit larger. At any point in time, you can kind of double click and quickly move up here a bit. And one other thing is when you're on your text, you can also, when you're on your text tool here on the side, you can select this little text tool, and it kind of works like word art, where you can then choose to kind of make your text arc or arch or bulge or even flag in several ways. And so that's just kind of a neat effect that you can use, again, to have text add to make your pictures posters or anything that you're working on more interesting. So it's up to you. You take your picture, you put in 2 different types of text, and I would like you to do the stroke and the gradient. If you want to do more, you are more than welcome to do that. And again, when you save, you want to save that as a PSD file so that I can see all the layers and that you can make changes at any time. Thank you.